How can digital marketing help me grow my business?
Digitalization, what it does is it prioritizes accessibility and efficiency, right? And what that does is it makes your customers feel special, right? When they feel like they're being prioritized and they feel like they have access to you 24 hours of the day, then they feel like that you're actually really invested into your business and invested into them specifically, right? And what that does is when you're directly answering consumer questions, when they're reaching out to you over email, all these types of things, you're growing your viewer base because people are more connected to you than just as a viewer. Rather, now they're like genuine connections, right? And then one genuine connections leads to another. This will lead to networking. This will lead to meeting up with different events, that type of thing. And one of the most underrated thing that digital does, like putting your business on a digital sphere, is that you're able to join communities, right? You're able to join communities of where your ideal audience will be. Like for us, small business owners, we're able to join small business owner Facebook groups, for example, right? Which is more on the social media side. But there's also WhatsApp groups. There's also Clubhouse groups. There's also all these types of things that we wouldn't have known if we weren't on the digital sphere, right? And so you're able to grow your business by networking through different people and going off that way. And, if you're a small business and you're starting on like a massive competitive field, when you're digitalizing your business to grow, it actually creates a fair level playing field with you versus your competitors, because you guys can fight for different SEO targeting words and that type of thing, so that whenever someone searches up your name and like you have a competitor or whatever, it gives the consumer an idea to choose between one or the other, right? And so that kind of levels the fair playing field. If you want to put that in a physical perspective, if there's a big massive shop and a small shop, people are going to go to the bigger store because they know obviously made more money, more trusted, more social proof, etc., right? And one thing that I think digitalization really is underrated is that your digital presence stays there forever. So that's like a constant, stable, gradual growth, right? If you have your website up, if it's SEO optimized, you could be in holiday in Mexico, right? And still be growing your business gradually, right? Because the more people that are clicking on your website from the searching keywords and the things that they're using, they're able to find your business and you're able to grow at a more consistent rate. And that's the number one thing I think is the most important, is that when you're doing this consistently, constantly optimizing, constantly replying, constantly going to these networking groups, all those types of things, you're able to grow your business at a rate that's like larger than other people. You're not having to do massive growth spurts like engagement pods or anything like that. These are real genuine connections that you've spoken to and they've spoken to their friends. They've either utilized your services, they like the way you talk, that type of thing. And like email lists, right? When you're able to build up an email list, that is like a huge growth sphere in your business, right? Not because like taking away sales, right? Like this isn't a focus on sales. This is a focus on like growth, like a genuine interest in your business, right? When you're building up an email list, you're building up a consistency with your customer on a different platform that's outside of something that benefits you. By that, I mean emails are private. It's not public, right? People are seeing that you're actually going out of your way to email them, for example, weekly newsletter, free resources, free this, discounts, that type of thing. So when you're doing that, you're not only building up like your email list for sales, but you're building up your email list for your consumer base. When you do that, you're able to understand your consumer more. You start to get to know about them more, like their age, what their interests are, what their pain points are, and lots of genuine connections that are formed, like, big contracts and things. Most of them are over email, right? Taking away social media and just focusing on digital side, most of them are on email and most of them are from websites, landing pages, those types of things. And so if you're able to do that, then you're going to be consistently growing on that sphere. And let's look at digital away from social media, right? Because a lot of people confuse the two. While they are similar in that digital includes social media, digital includes offline as well. That includes TV ads, those types of things. So you're able to reach people who are not used to your content. If you're someone who has a focus on social media like us, then you're going to be missing out on some people that aren't really going into social media, aren't really looking at Instagram reels, that type of thing. So if you're doing that, you're going into places where people are focused on the most, right? Like, which is like news, TV ads, websites, searching Google, that type of thing. All these people who haven't become social media. So you're cracking into a whole nother market that possibly your competitors haven't thought of, right? They're constant, maybe they're too focused on their social media. They haven't really looked at digitalizing their business. And overall, the number one thing I want to say is that making your business accessible and efficient for yourself and for your consumers is one of the best things you can do and will give the most stable growth for your business. Thank you.